IPL Kolkata Knight Riders Squad 2022. Shreyas Iyer, an Indian batsman. Ajinkya Rahane, an Indian batsman. Alex Hales, an English batsman. Andre Russell, a Caribbean all-rounder. Tim Southee, New Zealand bowler. Sunil Narine, a Caribbean all-rounder. Venkatesh Iyer, an Indian batsman. Sam Billings, an English wicketkeeper batsman. Pat Cummins, an Australian bowler. Nitish Rana, an Indian batsman. Varun Chakravarti, an Indian bowler. Chamika Karunaran, a Sri Lankan all-rounder. Pratham Singh, an Indian batsman. Rinku Singh, an Indian batsman. Rasik Dar, an Indian bowler. Anukul Roy, an Indian all-rounder. Baba Indrajit, an Indian wicketkeeper batsman. Shivam Mavi, an Indian all-rounder. Sheldon Jackson, an Indian wicketkeeper batsman. Umesh Yadav, an Indian bowler. Muhammad Nabi, an Afghan all-rounder. Abhijit Tomar, an Indian batsman. Ramesh Kumar, an Indian batsman. Ashok Sharma, an Indian bowler. Aman Khan, an Indian batsman. IPL T20 Mumbai Indians Squad 2022. Rohit Sharma, an Indian batsman. Jasprit Bumrah, an Indian bowler. Suryakumar Yadav, an Indian batsman. Jofra Archer, an English bowler. Kieran Pollard, a Caribbean all-rounder. Ishan Kishan, an Indian wicket-keeper batsman. Fabian Allen, a Caribbean all-rounder. Daniel Sams, an Australian all-rounder. Riley Meredith, an Australian bowler. Tymal Mills, an English bowler. Arjun Tendulkar, an Indian all-rounder. Tim David, a Singaporean all-rounder. And Molpreet Singh, an Indian batsman. Tilak Varma, an Indian batsman. Jaydevan Adkar, an Indian bowler. Mayank Markan, an Indian bowler. Murugan Ashwin, an Indian bowler. Jewel Brevis, a South African all-rounder. Sanjay Yadav, an Indian all-rounder. Aryan Jail, an Indian wicket-keeper batsman. Arshad Khan, an Indian batsman. Rahul Buddy, an Indian batsman. Ramandeep Singh, an Indian batsman. Basil Thampi, an Indian bowler. Rithik Shakeen, an Indian all-rounder. IPL T20 Chennai Super Kings Squad 2022. MS Dhoni, captain as well as an Indian wicketkeeper batsman. Ravindra Jadeja, an Indian all-rounder. Moeen Ali, an English all-rounder. Ruturaj Gaikwad, an Indian batsman. Dwayne Bravo, a West Indian all-rounder. Ambati Rayudu, an Indian batsman. Robin Athapa, an Indian wicketkeeper batsman. Deepak Chahar, an Indian bowler. Shivan Dube, an Indian all-rounder. Mitchell Santner, a New Zealand all-rounder. Devon Conway, a New Zealand batsman. Wayne Pretorius, a South African all-rounder. Chris Jordan, an English bowler. Adam Milne, a New Zealand bowler. Mahesh Thakshana, a Sri Lankan bowler. KM Asif, an Indian bowler. Tushar Deshpande, an Indian bowler. Samarjit Singh, an Indian bowler. Subhranshu Senapati, an Indian batsman. C. Hari Nisham, an Indian batsman. Narayan Jagadisan, an Indian wicketkeeper batsman. K. Bhagath Varma, an Indian all-rounder. Mukesh Chowdhury, an Indian bowler. Prashant Solanki, an Indian all-rounder. Rajvardhan Hangarjakar, an Indian all-rounder. IPL T20 Delhi Capitals Squad 2022. Rishabh Pant, an Indian wicket-keeper and captain. David Warner, an Australian batsman. Prithvi Shaw, an Indian batsman. Mitchell Marsh, an Australian all-rounder. Anrich Nortje, a South African bowler. Shardul Thakur, an Indian bowler. Mustafizur Rahman, a Bangladeshi bowler. Lungeen Jaiti, a South African bowler. Azhar Patel, an Indian all-rounder. Ravman Powell, a Caribbean batsman. Tim Seifert, a New Zealand wicket-keeper batsman. Mandeep Singh, an Indian batsman. Kuldeep Yadav, an Indian bowler. Khalil Ahmed, an Indian bowler. Sarfaraz Khan, an Indian all-rounder. Chetan Sakaria, an Indian bowler. Raipal Patel, an Indian all-rounder. Yash Dul, an Indian all-rounder. Kamlesh Nagarkoti, an Indian all-rounder. Pravin Dubey, an Indian all-rounder. Vicky Ostwal, an Indian all-rounder. Ashwin Heber, an Indian batsman. Lalit Yadav, an Indian all-rounder. Striker Barrett, an Indian wicket-keeper batsman. IPL T20 Royal Challengers Bangalore Squad 2022. Virat Kohli, an Indian batsman as well as captain. Glenn Maxwell, an Australian all-rounder. Faf du Plessis, a South African batsman. Dinesh Karthik, an Indian wicketkeeper batsman. Finn Allen, a New Zealand wicketkeeper batsman. Wanindu Hasaranga, a Sri Lankan all-rounder. Mohammad Siraj, an Indian bowler. Harshal Patel, an Indian all-rounder. Josh Hazlewood, an Australian bowler. Jason Behrendorff, an Australian bowler. David Willey, an English bowler. Karn Sharma, an Indian bowler. Siddharth Kaul, an Indian bowler. Sherfane Rutherford, a Caribbean all-rounder. Shahbaz Ahmed, an Indian all-rounder. Mahipal Lamrar, an Indian all-rounder. Anishwar Gautam, an Indian all-rounder. Chama Milland, an Indian bowler. Anuj Rawat, an Indian wicketkeeper batsman. Lovenath Sisodia, an Indian wicketkeeper batsman. Sayash Pravud Desai, an Indian batsman. Akash Deep, an Indian bowler. IPL T20 Punjab Kings squad 2022. Mayank Agarwal, an Indian batsman. Shikhar Dhawan, an Indian batsman. Kagiso Rabada, a South Africa bowler. Johnny Bairstow, an English wicket-keeper batsman. Liam Livingstone, an English all-rounder. Benny Howell, an English all-rounder. Adian Smith, a Caribbean all-rounder. Nathan Ellis, an Australian bowler. Bhanuka Rajapaksa, a Sri Lankan batsman. Arshdeep Singh, an Indian bowler. Rahul Chahar, an Indian bowler. Sandeep Sharma, an Indian bowler. Baltaj Singh, an Indian bowler. Ishan Poral, an Indian bowler. Vaibhav Arora, an Indian bowler. Anj Patel, an Indian all-rounder. Atharva Tade, an Indian all-rounder. Harpreet Brar, an Indian all-rounder. Prirak Mankad, an Indian all-rounder. Raj Bawa, an Indian all-rounder. Rishi Dhawan, an Indian all-rounder. Shahrukh Khan, an Indian all-rounder. Ritik Chatterjee, an Indian all-rounder. Jitish Sharma, an Indian wicket-keeper batsman. Prabhsimran Singh, an Indian wicket-keeper batsman. IPL T20 Rajasthan Royals squad 2022. Sanju Samson, an Indian wicket-keeper batsman and captain. Jose Butler, an English wicket-keeper batsman. Trent Bolt, a New Zealand bowler. Rassie van der Dussen, a South African batsman. James Neesham, a New Zealand all-rounder. Daryl Mitchell, a New Zealand all-rounder. Nathan Coulter-Nile, an Australian bowler. Shimron Hetmyer, a Caribbean batsman. Og McCoy, a Caribbean bowler. Ravichandran Ashwin, an Indian all-rounder. Yuzvendra Chahal, an Indian bowler. Yashasvi Jaiswal, an Indian batsman. Prasid Krishna, an Indian bowler. Devdutt Padikkal, an Indian batsman. Navdeep Saini, an Indian bowler. Riyun Parag, an Indian all-rounder. KC Karyappa, an Indian bowler. Anjane Singh, an Indian all-rounder. Tejas Baroka, an Indian bowler. Karan Nair, an Indian batsman. Kuldeep Senator, an Indian bowler. Kuldeep Yadav, an Indian bowler. Dhruv Jural, an Indian wicketkeeper batsman. Shubham Garwal, an Indian all-rounder. IPL T20 Sunrisers Hyderabad squad 2022. Kane Williamson, a New Zealand batsman and captain. Aiden Markram, a South African batsman. Glenn Phillips, a New Zealand wicketkeeper batsman. Nicholas Pooran, a Caribbean wicketkeeper batsman. Romario Shepherd, a Caribbean bowler. Marco Jansen, a South African all-rounder. Sean Abbott, an Australian all-rounder. Fazalhaq Farooqi, an Afghanistani bowler. Bhuvneshwar Kumar, an Indian bowler. Umran Malik, an Indian bowler. Abdul Samad, an Indian all-rounder. Washington Sundar, an Indian all-rounder. Abhishek Sharma, an Indian all-rounder. Rahul Tripathi, an Indian batsman. Priyam Garg, an Indian batsman. Shashank Singh, an Indian batsman. Ravikumar Samarth, an Indian batsman. Vishnu Vinod, an Indian wicketkeeper batsman. Saurabh Dubey, an Indian bowler. Jagadish Sacheth, an Indian bowler. Shreyas Gopal, an Indian all-rounder. Kartik Tyagi, an Indian bowler. Tina Tarajan, an Indian bowler. IPL T20 Lucknow Super Giants Squad 2022. KL Rahul, an Indian wicketkeeper batsman and captain. Quinton de Kock, a South African wicketkeeper batsman. Manish Pandey, an Indian batsman. Evan Lewis, a Caribbean batsman. Mainan Bora, an Indian batsman. Marcus Stoinis, an Australian all-rounder. Jason Holder, a Caribbean all-rounder. Krunal Pandya, an Indian all-rounder. Aish Badoni, an Indian all-rounder. Deepak Huda, an Indian all-rounder. Kyle Mayers, a Caribbean all-rounder. Krishnappa Gautam, an Indian all-rounder. Karan Sharma, an Indian all-rounder. Ravi Bishnoi, an Indian bowler. Avesh Khan, an Indian bowler. Mark Wood, an English bowler. Dushmantha Chamira, a Sri Lankan bowler. Ankit Rajput, an Indian bowler. Shahbaz Nadeem, an Indian bowler. Mayank Yadav, an Indian bowler. Mohsin Khan, an Indian bowler. IPL T20 Gujrat Titans Squad 2022. Hardik Pandya, an Indian all-rounder and captain. Shubman Gill, an Indian batsman. Rashid Khan, an Afghan bowler. Jason Roy, an English batsman. David Miller, a South African batsman. Matthew Wade, an Australian wicketkeeper batsman. Lockie Ferguson, a New Zealand bowler. Nur Ahmed, an Afghan bowler. Alzari Joseph, a Caribbean bowler. Dominic Drakes, a Caribbean all-rounder. Mohammad Shami, an Indian bowler. Riddhiman Saha, an Indian wicketkeeper batsman. Vijay Shankar, an Indian all-rounder. Rahul Tuasia, an Indian all-rounder. Jayant Yadav, an Indian all-rounder. Darshan Nalkan, an Indian all-rounder. Gurpreet Singh Mann, an Indian all-rounder. Abhinav Sudarangani, an Indian batsman. Sai Sudarshan, an Indian batsman. Sai Kishore, an Indian bowler. Yash Dale, an Indian bowler. Pradeep Sangwan, an Indian bowler. Varun Aaron, an Indian bowler.